Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I'm here, your admin and your teacher, Rania Firdaus, and I'm here today with the new topic, which is Black Beauty. And here are some words to know. First is circumstance, particular incident or happening, called a young male horse, pricked, caused to stand and point upwards, straight, adult male deer. Descent. Actually, here we have some mistakes which people done. That sand. How do we pronounce the word sand? So here is the word sand. So it's meaning the trail of a hunted animal. Then we have one at a silent, to make a long high pitched sound as if in pain. So this is the words to know of Black Beauty. Now we have to start from the introduction. So here we have a short introduction of the writer. So because it's a story, so we have to say a writer. And when we have poetry, so we have to say it's a poetress. So start. This expat is speaking from the novel Black Beauty. Actually, I think that it is written in a berry, but no, it is written a Black Beauty. So, by Anna Sewell, 1820 to 78. The story is about a horse. And you will see from this short piece that the story is told by a horse. This particular passage deals with the questions of blood sport, which is hunting wild animals as a sport. Even today, this is a subject on which the public is much divided. So this is the short introduction of our writer, which her name is Anna Sewell. So I think we have to start our topic. So before I was 2 years old, a circumstance happened which I have never forgotten. It was early in the spring. There had been a little frost in the night, and a light mist hung over the woods and meadows. I and the other colts were feeding at the lower part of the field when we heard, quite in the distance, what sounded like the cry of dogs. The oldest of the colts raised his head, pricked up his ears, and said, "There are the horns," and immediately cantered off, followed by the rest of us, to the upper part of the field, where we could look over. Cantered off, followed by the rest of us. So, to the upper part of the field where we could look over the hedge. Hedge? Okay, here is a word hedge. We have to pronounce it hedge. We have to, the silent letter D. Hedge. And see several fields beyond. My mother and an old riding horse of our master's were also standing near and seemed to know all about it. Second line, "They have found our hare," said my mother, "and if they came this way, we shall see the hunt." And soon the dogs were all tearing down the field of young wheat next to ours. I never heard such a noise at the mat. They did not bark, nor howl, nor whine, but keep on a yo, yo, yo at the top of their voices. After them came a number of men on horseback, some of them in green coats, all galloping as fast as they could. The old horse nodded and looked eagerly after them, and we young girls wanted to be galloping with them, but they were some away into the fields lower down. Here it seemed as if they had come to a stand. The dogs left off barking and ran about every way, with their noses to the ground. So, next line, they have lost descent, said the old horse. Perhaps the hare will get off. What hare? I said. Oh, I don't know what hare. Likely enough, it may be one of our own hares out of the woods. Any hare they can find will do for the dogs and man to run after. And before long, the dog begins their yo-oh again. And back they came, all together at full speed, making straight for our meadow. At the part where the high bank and had overhang the brook. So we have next paragraph. Now we shall see the hare, said my mother, and just then a hare, wild with fright, rushed by and made for the woods. On came the dogs. They burst over the bank, leaped the stream, and clean over close are upon the dog. The hare tried. Sorry, I forgot the one line because it's too much small lines reading. So, yeah, came dashing across the field by the herdsman. 6 or 8 men leaped their houses, clean over, close up the dogs. The hare tried to get out the fence. It was too thick, and she turned sharp round to make for the road. But it was too late. The dogs were upon her with their wild cries. We heard one shriek, and that was the end of her. One of the huntsmen rode up and wiped out the dogs, who would soon have torn her to pieces. He held up the rabbit, and the gentleman seemed well pleased. As for me, I was so astonished that I did not at first see what was going on by the brook, stream. But when I did look, there was a sad sight to find horses were down. One was struggling in the stream, and the other was groaning on the grass. One of the riders was getting out of the water, covered with mud. The other lay quite still. His neck is broken, said my mother, and serves him right, too, said one of the guards. I thought the same, but my mother did not join us. Well, no, she said, you must not say that, but thought I am an old horse and have seen and heard a great deal. I never yet could make out why men are so fond of this sport. They often hear themselves often spoil good horses and tear up the fields, and all for a hare, for a fox, or a stag that they could get more easily some other way. But we are only horses and don't know. Anna Sewell. So guys, if you like my reading way and reading style and good communication and my reading skills, so kindly show your feelings and comments. So Take care of yourself. Remember me in your prayers. We will meet inshallah soon with the next topic, new thing, new beginnings. So thanks for listening me. Allah Hafiz.